You say hi? What was that? You still waiting for me? What? Alright, I'm really going this time. Or am I? What is happening? Daniel? I have no idea what's happening right now. Daniel? I am literally trying to go downstairs. But then he can bring her back. Oh my god. Ready? Oh. Oh. Whoa, 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 whoa. It's rare that the three of us sit like this together.
An egg. How are you making an egg?
You want to do an egg? Daniel, my youngest, has no idea what to do. He's just been standing and just staring at everything. Are you okay? 어떻게 해야 되는지 몰라. He doesn't know what to do. Daniel. Gina, are you climbing the mountain? Be careful.
가봐 이놈아 겁내지 말고.
Yeah.
으쌰. You can go.
Yeah. Behold, my father's masterpiece. His attempt at Olaf. June, what do you think, bud? So it's currently 12:41 a.m. in the morning, Friday, February 6th. Still at the store because I'm currently working on finally processing our grocery items because they were on a 2-day shipping delay due to a snowstorm earlier this week. So while when this would normally come in the middle of the week when it's a little bit slower so we can work on, it came on a busy Friday. Finally getting to working on it now, so working on it here. But I didn't really record all day this week, so I wanted to show a quick little vlog, kind of what's going on here. We have our lovely couple in the front opening packs right now, lovingly welcoming back some of our late night crew as well too.
We love you, Andrew.
I love you too. No. We have a couple of people in the back as well too. Definitely feels good to be back there, right, guys?
Absolutely.
Thank
God.
I want to say something really rude and lewd.
This is for my vlog on YouTube. So
On
no.
YouTube. Oh, we can do whatever we want on YouTube.
So I've been trying to get a lot of work done today, but obviously it got really busy, so it's good. So you probably guys will see a little bit of the clips, kind of like the people that came throughout the day. I was pretty much in the kitchen all day long, so I really couldn't get anything done. But I do a project today, so what I'm trying to do is everything that's on the D&D table over here, I'm trying to transfer over to the retail side. So I have to rearrange the retail section so I can bring all that stuff over there. I started it, and then obviously got busy today, so I'm going to try to get at least the grocery side stuff and then that done today so I can go home comfortably tonight. So, and then this weekend I have to review a very important document, so we'll be talking about that a little bit later. So what's nice is today's the most normal that it's felt, and thankfully everyone's been following the mask rules and everything like that, so everyone's been really respectful about our rules. And what's nice is actually the people you saw today, so we didn't officially announce that we opened up the gaming space back up. What we did was we been telling the regulars that we know that we're following the rules before. We've just been telling them one at a time. So it's been kind of word of mouth. People have been slowly coming back one at a time. Because last thing we wanted was a mass flood of people coming in. I know it's kind of contradictory to a small business, but no, it's felt good today. Like, it was just nice to have a little bit of normalcy back. Pretty much like the fact that I was in the kitchen all day, because we had a lot of people, and you guys will see it, we had a lot of people actually using the cafe space today. So it was actually kind of bad that I had all this here, but definitely good times. Darius is in the kitchen right now doing dishes and everything, but it's just been nice. And I definitely look forward to, like, now I'm transitioning away from this to do more support role and operational stuff, but it just, I'm just ready to move on from this now. But it's just like, it was just nice to finally get that feeling back again after all this, almost a year now. So back to work. Daniel, what is this? Why is the donut on your face and in your hair? You're not supposed to wear your donut. You're supposed to eat your donut. So, it's been about a year since we've been in this is my uncle's Korean barbecue restaurant in Philadelphia here. So everything's social distance, everything's every other seating and stuff, and we just did our grocery shopping. But it's been over a year since the boys have seen their what do you call it? Their grand aunt. So my dad's older brother and his older brother's so my uncle and my aunt. So it's been a while. It's been almost a year since they've seen them. Because they saw them last New Year's, right? Yeah, no, it was New Year's since they last saw them. So he remembers, thankfully. He's still who is everyone. But obviously we were just gonna say, say hi and leave. But they insisted we sit down and eat since it's been almost a year. Crazy. So, are you hungry, Jan?
Yeah,
You hungry? Dude, what are you doing? What? No, you are not gonna be able to. You're not lifting. Oh my goodness. Do you need help lifting that? Do you need help lifting this? What did you bring this to me for? What are you doing with the TIE fighter? What are you gonna do with the TIE fighter? And then you're back to the bag. He's been just going back and forth like this. Confusing. And there he comes back. Well, what's going on, guys? Happy February. It's been, let me just raise this up a little bit here. It's been a little bit since I recorded. Now, I did record an update video last week, but a lot has changed in the past week here. And so I was supposed to record this 2 days ago. But instead, I'm just going to combine the last 2 weeks worth of videos and just kind of provide you guys a quick update here. So, vlogging will continue in a bit here and everything, but I've had my hands full the last few days just trying to get ready. Oh, jeez. This camera mount is not sticking very well. Oh, jeez. Oh, no. Oh. Doing dangerous things here for the sake of YouTubing. No, but it's been a crazy last few weeks, and I'm actually decided to re-record the update from a week ago because it was a bit of a somber tone, but I'd rather just focus on the fact that we officially launched, and so the franchise website went up last week. Things kicked off. I got the go-ahead from the legal team that the franchise disclosure document was good to go. You can go ahead and start get the website going, start getting inquiries and start the conversations. We also began the filing for, so there are the states where as long as I have it fully registered and submitted, I can go ahead and start selling franchises. And then there's certain states that require me to file with them. So file a copy with, of the franchise disclosure document, and then a small fee. And then there's there's bigger states that are like, you have to do a full audit, submit the forms, and there's a big fee to register in that state. And so, all in all, the legal cost of filing fees and the audit process was definitely not very kind to the wallet. But it was more along the fact that it was looking at the traction that we were going to have and everything, in terms of the variety of in terms of like where we're gonna get requests from to open up franchises and stuff. I definitely didn't want to leave it to chance, and I just wanted to cover my entire basis. So no matter who I was talking to, where they were from, I could speak to them. And so we're in the process of registering in all 50 states. So we got most of it done. It's literally just a handful of states that we're just waiting for the audit to be completed, and then we'll be able to talk to people in there. So it's states like California, New York, Maryland are the ones off the top of my head that I can remember. Hawaii is also a pretty strict state. And so, we're still waiting on them, but, it doesn't mean that I can't start the process of talking to these individuals. So I can't do the sales process or give them the franchise disclosure document, but in just terms of like the franchise work culture and whatever's on the website, I can talk to them about. And so we don't have to necessarily waste time. We can at least get that initial conversations out of the way, and then just keep, and stay updated with them, just kind of like make sure they're okay and everything. But overall though, the fears I had when I launched the site, you guys know I talked about this before, that the last 5 months we pretty much put the rest of our eggs in one basket. We put all our resources into it. It was kind of our last let's go for it. If this doesn't work through, that's it. I put the rest of our hopes and our future into this, and the one fear that I had was, once we launched the website. So we had over 1,200 inquiries in terms of before we launched the website, before we released the information on how much it would cost to run own a Gamer's Heaven, open up a Gamer's Heaven. It was just like everyone was interested, because everyone's like, oh, I want one. Everybody wants to own a business, like everyone does. And so and we had a lot of inquiries. So putting the website out there was the true test of it, where how many of these people were actually being serious? How many of these people are willing to pretty much risk going into business and doing this? Like, going into any business is a risk no matter what. It's an investment, and you risk losing that investment if it doesn't work out. So it's not an easy decision for everyone to do. And so it's the same thing with us. Like, so how many people out there were going to be receptive to that? And in my mind, so it's already available on my website. So I already I'm going to put the link down in the description link, but ghfranchise.com. But the investment range for opening up a Gamer's Heaven in its base form would be anywhere between $410,000 to a little over $750,000, depending on how you want to build it out. Like, if you want to make it super bougie, like you want the top line equipment, top trims on everything, furniture, etc., you can build it out that way. Or if you wanted to, you can, if it's an exact duplicate of my current store as I would want to have it, the lowest I can make it was $410,000. Now that number was around $500,000, and I did get it down to less than $300,000, but then it sacrificed so much of the business that it actually lost its identity, and I didn't have confidence that it would work. And so 410 was right around the sweet spot that I can get it at. And before any of you freak out at that number or talk about it, on my end, we are not, one of the first inquiries that I got as soon as we launched the website, and how I could tell it was probably a competitor or one of our haters, is that we literally received it within the first few minutes of it launching. So they were either waiting for it, or they just kind of saw it and they're like, all right, let's see what it is. But the comment literally said, they trolled it, but it was, they pretty much said F you in the name, F you, your mom. And then in the description, we're like, why would you want to open up one? They're like, I don't, this is ridiculous. With that price, you can open up 3 game shops, and pretty much banter. And I kept that message around just more in the long lines of just like, it just motivates me because I think I know who it is. But they're not wrong. You can go ahead and open up a game store for a third of the cost, yeah. But it's going to be either a board game shop, a card shop, or a small land center esports area. A very small version of those things. And you're going to be pretty much a base form. Sorry, let me just drop off this really quick here. Have to mail out bills here. But if you really think about it, though, it's like, yeah, you can start a small business like that. You really could. But when you start factoring in your working capital to, number one, build it out, also to operate it for the first few months, because you're not going to be profitable day one. Some businesses are, yes, but not everyone is. So you have to build in protections for that. You have to get your inventory, your signage, your license fees, and everything quickly adds up. And then you're also not guaranteed to be successful right off the bat.
And you're also going to be very single focused or very narrow focused customer base because you can only focus on one of the other things. And our store is not a simple game shop. And then my instant reply to that is, if you guys have been following, if you guys have been seeing the TikTok video, we are not one simple business model game shop. That's one aspect. We do everything from open play, esports, trading cards, board games, D&D, obviously a different variety of the different gaming. We also did the Asian Mini Mart to offer a vast variety of food and snacks. We also have a kitchen to offer even more variety of food and hot food, Japanese ramen, boba tea, private rooms for private parties, streaming rooms, tabletop rooms, theater room, eventually a karaoke room. Then we have multiple bathroom facilities. So some of these game stores typically only have one family bathroom or maybe two at most. The majority of places don't usually have separated men's and women's and non-binary and family restrooms. We're going to have that. We also have a shower facility. And there's more things that we plan on offering in the store as we come along. When you combine all those aspects and you want to balance it all to make sure it works, it gets really costly. People are just like, well, I can just run a game store and sell food and snacks. That is fine. Yes, you can. But when we make food and beverages more than a third of our sales, it's the bulk of our sales. A proper kitchen is where you need it to not only, number one, to make it to scale so you can offer more variety of foods that, you know, people are going to be compelled to bring in. They want to bring in outside food. But number two, your profit margins are a lot higher when you can cook it. And, you know, you can't compete with a boba tea, even just a boba tea. Let's say if you just want to do a boba tea franchise, you're looking at well over $150,000 to a $200,000 investment, period. Like, so clearly this person doesn't get what we're doing. But then that's the one thing I encourage a lot of you. That's my little mini rant. I apologize for that. But the thing is, still looking at that price, even myself, I was scared. I was like, who's going to invest in this? You know, like, you know, my worst case scenario was that I'm going to put this out there. I get no inquiries. And it didn't help that person was the first one to submit an inquiry about. But then immediately following, I'm not going to reveal the number, but it's well into 3 digits. And it was definitely relieving. It's still kind of sinking in, but my worst case scenario was avoided. But now my other fearful scenario has now come to fruition. And then that is now I have a lot of inquiries that now I have to manage. I have to do individual calls I have to screen with everyone. I have to go through the real estate financing process, design, training. There's a lot to do. And I'll just put it this way. If everyone that inquired currently after seeing the price, if they all converted, I'm going to be in trouble. Because I am not set up to support, you know, we're just starting out. We are a startup franchising company. I am not built to support that level of volume. But at the same time, I am prepared to do so if I have to. And me and my team and the consulting team have been kind of going back and forth in terms of like, how much do we want to start? If everyone wants to sign up, what we're going to do. And it's going to be, let me go through the sales process first. Let me sign up to people who want to sign up and just take it from there. And it's a step-by-step process. Like, I don't want to get ahead of myself if I don't need to. I could be wasting precious time thinking of problems that don't exist yet into the sales process. I can deal with those problems as they come along. Because if I end up selling X amount and I'm going to need a support staff, then you know what? After selling X amount, I will have the funds and resources to hire the team that I need to do said supporting, and then so forth. It's good to prepare. Like, I am now mentally prepared to make the decisions that I'm going to need to move forward. But, you know, but don't get me wrong, it doesn't mean that I'm not nervous about it. Like, I'm still very scared about what's to come, but I'm just excited more. It's just the fact that it's just this opportunity just It's more of, I don't know how to feel right now, because it's I've been burned so many times in the past. The last time we had an opportunity like this, it literally, it was time away from my family. It devastated me financially, emotionally, and personally. And it's just, I still have PTSD from that. So every time that I get my hopes up a little bit for this franchising process, that PTSD kicks in. Don't get me wrong, though, it doesn't stop me from working and doing what I need to do. I'm still going through the necessary steps, but like, when people are like, aren't you excited? Aren't you like happy? Aren't you like, I'm like, I haven't received any money yet. I haven't sold a single location yet. So I haven't received the franchise checks yet or anything. And so nothing's 100% right now. So I'm still in limbo or purgatory right now in terms of my feelings. But me and my team are all excited, though. Like, don't get us wrong, we're excited that this is real traction. There's something actually happening from our efforts. And the fact that I put that investment number out there, so many of you still weren't scared away. And if anything, a lot of people have been messaging more that they understood the number. And I got the rare few that are like, they were surprised on how low the number was, considering everything that we do and everything that's going to go into building the buildings. They were shocked. And those are the people that I'm looking for, the people that get it. They understand what it's going to take to make this work. And even my franchise fee, it's up there. It's at $45,000, and it's on the upper end for most companies. But the reason for that is, number one, I'm going to be there pretty much from day one till opening and through. I'm pretty much like, through that price, I'm saying like, listen, like, there's going to be a lot of expenses incurred in me just having to build a company, hire the support team and everything like that. But it's essentially that number. It's our level of commitment that we're committing to support each location. And this is not, we're just not going to be a company that says like, all right, collect the money, do your training, help you get a building, and set you up, and good luck. It's going to be an ongoing process of continuing to update and improve the manual, improve the process, improve the brand, improve the company. Everything's going to go back into making sure that the company can be strong to support the franchisees. The franchisor needs to grow in order for the franchisees to do better, and back and forth. And I said this before, it's like the whole help me, help you, help me, help you. It goes back and forth. The better we do, the better they do. The better they do, the better we do. And the cycle continues. And so I really want to build a company that does that. And don't get me wrong, there's companies that they'll collect all these franchise fees, and then they're just in the business of just selling franchises because that is how they sustain their model. And for me, I rather build a company where the franchisees are doing so well that the company can then, not only, number one, we put all this energy to support those franchising companies. Sorry, let me just park here really quick. But number two, that they're sustainable. Because even built into our operating agreement, how much we believe in it, we made sure that there's at minimum a 3-month operating budget. So that means for at least 3 months, they can operate with zero income and still be fine. What that means, though, is I don't expect stores to be at zero income from day one, but they're going to be going through a build-out process. So they might be at, 10% below break even. And then that allows them to operate for pretty much, like, let's say 10 months if they do that. Not 10 months, around 10 months, yeah. I would encourage stores to make that cushion bigger if they can. 6 to 9 months would give you guys ample cushion, so you can comfortably go for it for at least a few years to see how it works, see if we can grow it and we can work together on it, and it gives you that cushion. Because the last thing I want to see happening is we put all this work, all this risk into opening up a location, they have to close in 3 to 6 months. Like, that's stupid. I don't wish upon that on anyone. And so, like, we're doing everything we can. And so I just parked here, and I know I went on here, but just to give you guys another quick update on what we've done in the last 2 weeks. Not only have we launched the website, I'm in the middle of moving my office now to my home. And so once I get established there, it's going to be, I'm going to be operating out of there completely. I stepped away from the store operations so I can 100% dedicate my time to the franchising process. Now I'm working on the presentations for the webinar, for the introductory calls, working on managing and organizing all the people that submitted inquiries and sending them back engagement letters, questionnaires, and eventually the FDD as well too. And so there's that. And for those of you who've been wondering about the whole franchising process, like, I'll say that for another video. Maybe next week I'll talk about it more, but that might actually be a video itself. It's like, welcome to the world of Gamer 7 franchising. Here's what we're going to do. Here's the process, and here's how we're going to get through it together. And here's how we're going to help you to become successful. Even if you have zero business management experience, we are going to give you all the tools and introduce you to the right people, like whole real estate brokers that are going to pretty much handle the negotiating process, the lease agreements and everything with your landlords, to make sure you get the best fit out, build out, pretty much deliverables from the landlord, give you the best rate they can, and then ultimately give you a contract that's favorable for both you and the landlord, so you can also succeed. Because the last thing you want to do is go in a building, have to do a ton of renovations and stuff like that, have to replace the HVAC system in 6 months. No, we're going to make sure that we do everything we can to help you, including the financials as well too. I already talked about the financials before. We're working with a company that's going to help individuals get qualified for SBA loans or other alternative loans with good rates, not these payday loans you have to pay back within a year, but good 5-10 year rates, so you can kind of do things like that. So there's just a lot of things that are going on for me to fit into one video. But again, I always appreciate you guys following me along here. If you obviously watched this part of the video, I really appreciate you doing so. That means you sat through a good amount here, and you value my insight. And I appreciate the comments saying that you guys appreciate me being honest with you guys. And that's the whole point. I'm not here to try and make a quick 5-10 minute video to sell you on a product and get you to sign up for my Patreon and that kind of stuff. Like, eventually I might work on that kind of stuff, because we got I got to diversify the revenue somehow and everything. But for now, I'm just gonna stick to being myself. Stick to being this channel's been a diary, essentially my journal, in terms of my journey from the beginning till now and through the future. So it's a good messaging to myself, because I won't lie, there's time to time I go back to some of my old videos and just kind of see, like, where was my headspace back then? Have I swayed from my original vision? And it's just kind of nostalgic, and it's kind of honestly kind of crazy to look back. That's already been 6 years now since I started this. So, but again, if you watch this part of the video, if you haven't already subscribed, please do consider subscribing. And also, if you haven't already done so too, please leave a thumbs up, and also leave a comment down below of anything, questions you may have, just feedback in general. I always appreciate feedback. Constructive criticism is always welcome, and then we'll just take it from there. So yeah, so whatever part of the world you are in, whatever time of the day it is, please have a good morning, good day, and good evening, and everyone be safe out there. We'll see you guys in the next video. Take care.